Meetings to discuss labor matters continue on Monday night with Minister for Natural Resources and Labor Dr. Kedrick Pickering. The majority of concerns at the Road Town meeting centered on expatriates and work permits. Minister Pickering called the issuing of work permits a double-edged sword. On one hand, it is generating revenue for the territory, and on the other, creating an imbalance of nationals to migrants. Walter Barrett has this report.
Several residents came out to the Cultural Center on February 27th for another of a series of meetings hosted by the Ministry for Natural Resources and Labor. To date, 4 meetings have been conducted, but the concerns raised at each of the venues, including Just Van Dyke, remain the same. Residents spoke about overpopulation as a driver for crime, employing workers from overseas for jobs that can be filled locally, and government hiring employees already working in the private sector, among other things.
It seems to me as though the amount of work permits which are being applied for and issued, there seems to be a problem underlining that, because if the skills needed for certain jobs, whether persons don't want the people here, I don't know, but if the skills are within the territory, why are we importing persons with those same skills? So my question is, if those skills are not here, then does the government have any plans to embark on a training needs assessment to fulfill that void?
One thing I'm very concerned about the system that government has, which I'm a victim of. Government have a system that if they want to hire someone, that they don't have to bond them. I don't have no problem with that. But one time I had an accountant, my accountant, accountant is a top person in your business. And this guy, he tells me he's leaving. So, well, actually, the system that was set up with him is just, I think it may be 2 weeks. That's what Labor said, 2 weeks. But maybe I didn't do the right thing and have him set up maybe for 3 months or something like that. But however, when I heard the guy, he was going to government. So I think that kind of thing should look into. That if someone have someone who's a really top employee in your business, that government shouldn't be able just to take that person from you. I mean, you got to look through those kind of things. I think it's wrong.
Meanwhile, addressing the audience, Minister for Natural Resources and Labor, Dr. the Honorable Kedrick Pickering, said that the issue of work permits within the territory is a big issue, terming it a double-edged sword, and an issue that must be closely examined, as each permit issued means another individual coming into the territory. He said that while the issuance of work permits is a source of revenue for the government, there is a need to decide at what cost that revenue is being collected. The minister went on to speak of persons coming into the territory on work permits when in fact they don't have a job, and he talked about the number of high school and college graduates who, along with the territory's unemployed youths, will soon be searching for employment. He asked whether or not persons who are on work permits are going to be allowed to stay in the territory under such conditions.
There's a situation we have in the country where work permits are being used as a method of getting people into the country. So there are people who are paying for work permits to bring people into the country, because if you don't have a work permit, the immigration won't give you time. And in some cases, these people don't even have work. We have a situation now, I think most of you recognize that the unemployment situation is beginning to be a problem for us. You listen to what Minister Walwyn has been doing, and you see how many young people are unemployed. And most of these young persons are genuinely looking for work, and they cannot find work. But yet still we have so many people on work permits. What are we going to do? Are we going to start not renewing people's work permits, not giving new work permits? Those are difficult questions that we have to answer. When June comes, we're going to graduate, another 250 plus young people, that most of whom are probably wanting to join the workforce. We have a number of people who are going to be graduating from the college who are going to be joining the workforce. We have a number of our students who are overseas studying, and they want to come home and they're going to be looking jobs. What are we going to do? We have people in the country who are on work permits. Are we going to continue to allow them to be here on work permits or not?
Several other issues were discussed during the meeting, such as finding ways to get qualified natives who are abroad to come back to the BVI and work, and ensuring employers do not rob their employees of gratuity. According to the minister, next week he will be in Anegada for yet another public meeting on labor issues, as he is determined to ensure that the sister islands' concerns are both heard and addressed as well. This is Walter Barrett for JTV News.